Chilling tales for dark nights.
Want to make sure you never miss a Chilling Tales for Dark Nights video again? Be sure to subscribe and hit that bell to turn on notifications.
It's time to turn off the lights and turn on the dark.
Chilling tales for dark nights.
Good evening, listeners, and welcome to Chilling Tales for Dark Nights. I'm your host, Steve Taylor. Tonight's episode doesn't begin in a haunted house or a cursed cemetery. No, this time, the horror kicks off in places far more familiar and somehow more dangerous. A gym class, a fun run, a suburban bathroom, and a rural back road that leads straight into madness. At the heart of it all, one man, Vinny the Lung Pastorelli. Loudmouth, street smart, and constantly being thrown into the kind of nightmares that usually require an exorcist. If you're new here, welcome aboard. Subscribe on YouTube, follow us on Spotify, and leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you like to lurk. It helps us grow and keeps our monsters, demons, and dead grandmas properly caffeinated. Want even more terror and some laughs delivered early, ad-free, and unfiltered? Join our patrons at chillingtalesfordarknights.com. For just $7.99 a month or less with a yearly plan, you'll get access to our full archives, exclusive content, and the kind of stories we can't share on the public feed. And don't forget, we're haunting the internet on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter too. Give us a follow. We're watching. Always. Tonight's quartet of twisted tales was written by Craig Groshek, the creator of Chilling Tales for Dark Nights himself, and a man who's no stranger to horror with a punchline. You might know him better when he's feeling funny as Henry Hallmark. And tonight, he's teamed up with a voice that could outperform a banshee, Kevin Barbare. Kevin's a New Englander through and through, and if anyone knows how to channel the energy of a guy who's fought demons, vampires, skinwalkers, and indigestion in the same day, it's him. So grab your leftover pizza pie, check your mirrors, and buckle up. Because this is How Not to Die, a Vinny Pastorelli survival guide. We begin tonight with a story that redefines physical education. High school is tough. Puberty, peer pressure, pop quizzes, but demons exploding out of the deep end during gym class? That's a new one. In this first tale, Vinny Pastorelli recalls the day a brimstone-breathing hell beast rose from the chlorine to demand blood and wound up earning something far worse. A gym teacher's wrath. Written by Craig Groshek and performed by Kevin Barbare. This is Gargoth the Destructor versus Gym Class, a New York nightmare.
So, there I am, sitting in this greasy spoon off 9th and Flatbush. Real classy joint. The kind where the silverware sticks to the table and the coffee's strong enough to melt paint. I got a half a plate of eggs in front of me, cold as my ex-wife's heart, and I'm nursing a cup of joe like it's the only thing holding me together. Why? 'Cause what I seen that day, it scrambled more than just my breakfast. Let me ask you something. You ever had a day so nuts, so completely out of left field insane, you had to sit down with a coffee and a couple of Tums just to make sense of it all? Yeah? Well, strap in, Paisan, because I'm going to tell you about the time I watched a demon, a real one, mind you, come busted through the freaking swimming pool at St. Sebastian's High School right in the middle of gym class. Now, I know what you're thinking. Vinny, what are you smoking? Demons don't come through no pools. To which I say, open your ears and shut your yap, because I ain't making this up. This ain't no boogeyman bedtime story you tell your kids to keep them from doing meth behind the Arby's. This happened. I was there. So picture it. Gym class in full swing. You got a bunch of scrawny teenagers in swim caps flopping around like wet linguine noodles. They're doing their laps, splashing and belly flopping, while Coach Marcelli, you know the guy, built like a meatball sub with legs. He's strutting around poolside with his whistle, looking like he wants to strangle someone with it. Classic New York gym teacher energy. Zero patience, negative empathy. Then it happens. Out of nowhere, the water starts churning. I'm talking full-on whirlpool mode, like Nana Sunday sauce boiling over. And then, bam! A geyser explode out of the deep end like God himself flushed the toilet in reverse. And what comes crawling up? Oh, baby, not a swimmer, not a lifeguard. It's him. 8 feet of pure horned, brimstone-scented nightmare. Skin redder than marinara, claws like garden shears, and smoke puffing out his nose like a busted radiator in August. The guy rises out of the deep end like some kind of satanic SeaWorld attraction. Water dripping off him in slow-mo like he's auditioning for a shampoo commercial from hell. And then he roars, real loud, like somebody stepped on a bagpipe filled with rage. I am Gargoth, the Destructor. Tremble before me, mortals. Now let me tell you, the kids, screaming. One faints right into the shallow end. Another drops to his knees and starts saying Hail Marys like he's trying to speedrun Catholicism. Coach Marcelli drops his whistle, just stares at the guy like he's seen worse on a Monday. This demon, Gargoth, he's snorting smoke and looking around all intense-like. And then he bellows, Where is the sacrifice? I demand a blood offering. Silence. Dead silence. Even the pool stops bubbling. Then some kid, probably stoned, points at the lifeguard stand like, I don't know, maybe try over there. But here's where things get real New York. See, Coach Marcelli, this guy's been running gym class since Reagan was in office. He's seen every excuse, every injury, every fire drill stunt, and he ain't impressed by much. So what does he do? He crosses his arms, glares at this 8-foot hell beast like it just failed the mile run, and growls, Yeah, you're a big scary hell beast, I get it. Now either put on a swimsuit or get out of my damn pool. We got laps to run. I'm watching from the bleachers thinking I've entered some kind of alternate reality. But the best part? The demon hesitates. I swear on my mother's grave he actually thinks about it. Looks around like, huh? Do I have to? Like he's considering wearing one of them ugly school-issued mesh trunks. Then he scoffs, real proud-like, and goes, I am not wearing your flimsy mortal garments. To which Coach hits him with, Then you're out. Grabs his clipboard, walks away like he's dealing with a freshman who forgot his towel. And Gargoth, he don't know what to do. He's standing there, claws flexing, horns twitching, and the kid starts snickering. You ever seen a demon get embarrassed? Buddy, it's a beautiful thing. Then comes the real kicker. Little Jimmy D'Annunzio, a junior with the IQ of a potato, but the courage of a Bronx bodega cat, yells out, Hey, buddy, you even know how to swim? Ooh, instant regret. You don't question the demon's cardio in front of his enemies. Gargoth turns, his eyes glowing like stove burners, but then he glances at the pool. And that's when it clicked. This guy, the destroyer of worlds, can't swim. Not a doggy paddle, not a backstroke, nothing. And he knows it. He starts shouting nonsense about he has no need for earthly water sports. But I seen that look before. It's the same look I had in 5th grade when I forgot my permission slip for the aquarium trip. Even Coach Marcelli sees through it. Guy just smirks and says, "Tell you what, big guy, you do 5 laps, I'll give you 1 human sacrifice. Deal?" Gargoth don't respond. He just growls, looks like he's about to cry sulfur tears, then turns and hurls himself back into the pool like a dropped anchor. 1 enormous splash, then nothing. Demon's gone. Back to whatever hot yoga class in hell he crawled out of. The water calms down. The kids start cheering. One kid throws his goggles in the air like he just graduated. And Coach just mutters something like, "Damn kids and their demons," shakes his head and gets back to taking attendance like it's any other Tuesday. So yeah, that's the story. A hell demon showed up, got roasted by a bunch of swim team rejects, and ran off because he couldn't handle a couple of laps. Welcome to New York. Moral of the story? If you're ever gonna summon a demon, make sure there's a pool nearby, just in case.
That was Gargoth the Destructor versus Gym Class, a New York nightmare. And folks, I don't know what's scarier, a demon demanding a human sacrifice or a high school swim coach not giving a single damn about it. It's hard to intimidate a man who's been supervising dodgeball since the Reagan administration. Vinny's got a gift for turning total carnage into coffee shop conversation, and this is just the beginning. So let's stretch out, take a sip of strong dinner brew, and head straight into our next supernatural catastrophe. Our next story finds Vinny in the middle of what should be the most wholesome nightmare of all, a local charity 5K. Only this time, it's not shin splints you have to worry about, it's fangs. In a take that proves the ordinary might just save your life, Craig Groshek and Kevin Barbare bring us a vampire ambush at the finish line that'll have you rethinking every fun run invite you've ever received. Written by Craig Groshek and performed by Kevin Barbare. This is the Bloodsucker 5K.
Hey, listen up. You ever witnessed something so brain-dead, so cosmically moronic, you gotta pause mid-bite of your bacon, egg, and cheese and wonder if maybe, just maybe, you accidentally mixed up your arthritis pills with your Uncle Tony's secret stash? Yeah, that was me last weekend at the Knickerbocker 5K Fun Run. Now, before we go any further, let me set the stage. Picture a sea of lunatics, adults in neon spandex stretching like they're warming up for the freaking Olympics. There's banners everywhere flapping in the wind like they're trying to make a statement. A DJ's blasting some generic feel-good pop music, something with too much cowbell and not enough soul. The whole scene reeked of optimism, and I hated it. Now me? I ain't run since 1998. Only reason I did that was 'cause I told some guy at Sal's Diner that his mother's meatballs tasted like dog food. Turned out his mother was Sal. I'll admit, it was not my finest moment. But this time, I'm just there to support my cousin's kid Mikey. He's into fitness now, God help him. I figured, show up, clap a little, grab a t-shirt, maybe hit the food tent and pretend to be supportive without breaking a sweat. I thought it'd be a walk in the park. Big mistake. They blow the whistle, the race starts, and off they go. A herd of human gazelles jogging their way into shin splints. I ain't moving an inch. I'm leaning against a cone, drinking a nice hot cup of coffee, thinking about what kind of sandwich I'm going to order after Mikey finishes throwing up at the finish line. Then, out of nowhere, the freaking sky goes dark. Not cloudy with a chance of meatballs dark. I mean, someone pulled the plug on the universe dark. The music dies mid-beat. like the DJ got electrocuted, and the wind picks up like nature itself just got a bad vibe. People start looking up, confused. One lady trips over her own feet like gravity suddenly got stronger. Some guy's on his phone checking the weather bug app like it's gonna say, "Oh, hey, heads up, biblical apocalypse inbound." And then, bam! These things start falling from the sky like expired frozen turkeys. Cloaks, pale skin, red eyes, fangs out. Real classic Nosferatu-looking creeps, like someone raided a spirit Halloween with a vengeance. They land on the pavement, dramatic as hell, all swirling capes and jazz hands. One of them, the head honcho I guess, steps forward with his collar up so high it's basically a neck tent, throws his arms out like he's revealing a new model of Hyundai and shouts, "Behold, the feast is before us. Drain them all." I'm standing there with my coffee, staring at this like, what the actual hell did I just hear? And let me tell you, the runners, they panic. Of course they do. But the thing is, they already been running for 2 miles. Their tanks are empty. You got people trying to sprint away and pulling hamstrings like their muscles just gave up on being part of this whole life thing. One poor guy in compression shorts makes it maybe 10 feet before crumbling like a used napkin. A vampire glides up, real smooth like, lifts him by the collar like he's about to check if he's ripe. Now, here's where it gets personal. I got exactly one guy standing between me and Count Chokey. And that guy, he's wearing a shirt that says, "Blood donors are heroes." Irony's a cruel mistress, you know? So this fam's about to sink his chompers in, and I'm thinking fast. What do I got? Then I spot the snack table. I dive for it like it's the last lifeboat on the Titanic and grab the first thing I see. A tray of garlic knots from Carmine's, extra butter. I hurl it like I'm pitching in Game 7 of the World Series, and bam! Direct hit to the face. You ever seen a vampire hiss and stumble like he just walked in on his parents? Yeah, that's what happened. Dude starts screaming, eyes watering like he bit into raw onion wrapped in regret. So now I know. I got their kryptonite. I start grabbing everything within arm's reach. Garlic bread, garlic fries, even a garlic Babel that was definitely dropped on the ground. Doesn't matter. I'm chucking carbs like I'm in a food fight in Hell's Kitchen. I yell out, "Hey, bloodsuckers, you ever heard of Italian cuisine?" Suddenly, the whole damn crowd joins in. Old ladies are hurling garlic bagels with the strength of generational trauma. Some guy from Jersey's chucking shrimp scampi like he's in a seafood riot. Even the DJ, bless his sweaty heart, is lobbing garlic cloves like they're fastballs. And the vampires? They start screaming, smoking, flapping backwards like pigeons getting hit with holy water. Within 5 minutes, poof, they're gone. Just evaporated into the sky like they had a hard stop on their group Uber. What's left? A bunch of dazed runners covered in breadcrumbs and trauma. Some dudes crying into a garlic knot. The race announcer, voice cracking, gets back on the mic and goes, "All right, runners, water station's still open at mile 3. And that, my friend, is why you don't go to 5Ks. Moral of the story? 1. Never trust an event that advertises fun in the title. 2. Always carry garlic knots just in case. 3. If you ever suspect you're gonna have to run for your life, do everyone a favor and stretch first. Now, if you'll excuse me, I gotta finish my bagel before it gets cold. And don't even think about asking me to sign up for next year's turkey trot.
That was the Bloodsucker 5K. And if there's one thing I've learned, it's that Italian food is surprisingly effective as a vampire deterrent. Vinny's logic is chaotic. His tactics are questionable, and yet somehow he always walks away with a full stomach and no bite marks. let's keep the absurdity rolling, shall we, with a return to Vinny's teen years, back when hormones were raging, supervision was non-existent, and somebody thought summoning a bathroom ghost was a good idea. The year is 1993. The drinks are Surge. The horror movie is on VHS. And the mirror? Well, it's about to get very crowded. In this throwback tale of teenage idiocy and supernatural consequences, Vinny recounts a sleepover gone horribly wrong, courtesy of his good friend Marcel, who really should have just stuck to video games. Written by Craig Groshek and performed by Kevin Barbare. This one's called Bloody Mary and the Sleepover from Hell.
Hey, let me ask you something. You ever look back on your teenage years and think, wow, how the hell did I survive being that stupid? 'Cause that was me. 15 years old, sitting cross-legged on a musty basement carpet, watching my idiot friend Marcel freaking Lugosi try to summon Bloody Mary in the cracked, fog-stained mirror of his mom's half-busted bathroom like he's performing some dark ritual instead of just being a colossal jackass. Let me set the stage for you. It's 1993. We're doing what teenage morons do best, having a so-called sleepover at Marcel's place, which basically means 6 hormone-loaded boys hopped up on bad pizza, Surge soda, and 0 adult supervision. We're yelling about sports, fighting over controllers, arguing about who'd survive longest in a zombie apocalypse. Spoiler alert, it ain't Marcel. So out of the blue, Marcel goes, "Yo, you guys ever do Bloody Mary?" Now let me tell you something about Marcel. This kid believed everything. Boogeyman swore he saw him peeking over the fence behind his trampoline. Bigfoot told me he saw the guy taking a dump behind a Wendy's. The Jersey Devil claimed his Uncle Vinny, different Vinny, met him at a rest stop on the turnpike and borrowed him $5. And now, this chucklehead decides he's gonna summon Bloody freaking Mary like it's Tuesday night witchcraft hour. I look him square in the face and say, "Marcel, you absolute clown, that ain't real." But does he listen? Of course not. Marcel ain't got the sense God gave a damn dish rag. So, without another word, he marches his bony ass in the upstairs bathroom, flicks off the lights, and stares into that busted mirror, practically drooling in anticipation, like he's expecting Pamela freaking Anderson to show up in that skimpy Baywatch outfit of hers. And he starts chanting, serious as a heart attack, "Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary." Meanwhile, the rest of us geniuses are loitering outside the bathroom door like we're waiting for concert tickets. Nobody actually believes this crap, but still, Joey, who once dared me to eat Pop Rocks and chug a Coke at the same time, that Joey, he suddenly grows a conscience and whispers, maybe we shouldn't be messing with this, guys." Oh, sure, Joey. Now you're nervous. Anyway, we're waiting, and nothing happens. Big surprise. Marcel steps out all smug, goes, "Ha! See? Nothing to it." I tell him, "Congratulations, you summoned exactly jack shit." We all shuffle back to the basement, feeling like hot shots. Horror movie goes on, pizza gets inhaled, and we figure that's the end of it. But Marcel, this guy, don't got an off switch. So about an hour later, when we're all drifting off in our sleeping bags, Marcel, the genius, sneaks back upstairs for round freaking 2. I only notice because later he tells us he stood in that dark bathroom, all alone, grinning like a lunatic, whispering into the glass, "Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary." And this time, the mirror ripples, like someone dropped a pebble in a puddle, real subtle-like. He's just about to curse when, bam, the bathroom door slams shut so hard it rattles the damn drywall. The lights flickering like a nightclub in the Bronx. And then, get this, a hand starts pushing out of the mirror. Yep, a freaking hand. Now, we're still downstairs when we hear Marcel scream like he just sat on a porcupine. Whole house shakes with it. Joey jumps up and says, did anyone else hear that? Yeah, no kidding, Joey. We bolt up the stairs like we're chasing the ice cream truck. Me, Joey, Frankie, Mikey, whole damn crew. We're pounding on the door like the house is on fire. I'm yelling, Marcel, what the hell did you do? And from inside, Marcel's screaming back, Bro, she's in the mirror! She's in the freaking mirror! Now let me tell you, I'm not ashamed to admit it. I was terrified. Palms sweating, knees jelly, heart doing jumping jacks. So I shout the dumbest possible thing. Marcel, whatever you do, don't turn around. And guess what he does? The human meatball turns around. And his reflection? Yeah, it wasn't him. It's bloody freaking Mary. Eyes like oil slicks, smile like a busted jack-o'-lantern, and she's just staring like she's picking out which part of his soul she's gonna eat first. Marcel yells, Oh, hell nah! And bursts through the door like a wrecking ball in a panic attack. Whole frame cracks. He's screaming, tripping over his own feet. We're all screaming, running back down the stairs like the Three Stooges hopped up on bath salts. And the mirror? It's still going, still rippling, like Bloody Mary's trying to punch her way into reality. So what do? Something real logical. We grab the biggest, thickest freaking blanket we can find and throw it over the mirror like we're covering up a dead body. I yell, There! Problem solved. And miracle of miracles, it freaking works. Lights stop flickering, temperature goes back to not Arctic, and Marcel finally stops sobbing like his Tamagotchi just died. We didn't sleep much that night, or any night after that, really. And I'll tell you what, we never said her name again. So what's the moral of the story? 1, don't do dumb shit. 2, if your idiot friend tries to summon a bathroom ghost, maybe let nature do its thing. With friends like that, who needs enemies, am I right? And 3, if all else fails, throw a damn blanket over it.
That was Bloody Mary and the Sleepover from Hell. And let's be honest, we've all got a Marcel in our lives. The one who pushes every dumb idea just far enough to risk possession, injury, or worse, grounding. And only Vinny could resolve an interdimensional haunting with a blanket and a sarcastic one-liner. Coming up next, Vinny hits the road for a good old-fashioned family bonding trip. Plot twist, you guessed it. It ends with him fighting for his life. Ah, the open road. The promise of ballpark hot dogs. The sound of classic polka on AM radio. And the unmistakable voice of your dead Nana calling from the woods. In this final tale, a road trip to Pittsburgh turns into a descent into backwoods horror when Vinny and his uncle Mauricio encounter something with glowing eyes, a crooked gate, and way too much knowledge about family funerals. Written by Craig Groshek and performed by Kevin Barbare. This is Vinny and the Skinwalker, the worst baseball trip of my life.
All right, let me tell you about the time my Uncle Mauricio decided to take me to a baseball game in Pittsburgh and instead almost got us murdered by a goddamn skinwalker in the woods of Pennsylvania. Now, I know what you're thinking. Vinny, what in the hell is a skinwalker? And to that, I say, imagine a coyote had a baby with a meth-addicted demon. Then learned how to speak in your Aunt Rosa's voice. That's a skinwalker. And yeah, I seen one up close. So, I'm 15. Uncle Maurizio, this guy's built like a bag of wet breadsticks, says, "Hey kid, Mets versus Pirates this weekend. Just you and me, road trip." I'm thinking, baseball, junk food, maybe get lucky and see someone get ejected for throwing a bat? Classic summer fun. What I ain't counting on is Maurizio navigating with nothing but vibes and a car radio that only plays static and old polka hits. Guy don't believe in maps. Said GPS is a government trick to make you feel lost on purpose. This guy once got lost trying to find his own mother's funeral. True story. So, anyways, we pack up his beat-up 88 Buick Regal, smells like a salami did hard time in there, and head west from Queens. Now, the plan was simple. Drive straight, hit the stadium, watch some baseball, maybe catch a foul ball and sell it online for weed money. Instead, by the time we hit Pennsylvania, this guy's taken 3 wrong exits, a scenic detour that went nowhere, and a shortcut that added 4 hours and took us past an Arby's that I'm convinced was a front for either a cult or a money laundering operation. Probably both. Somewhere outside Scranton, middle of nowhere, no Wawa, no lights, just vibes and bad ones at that. We hit this back road. No signs, just trees. Nasty looking, gnarled ones too. The kind that look like Tim Burton went into forestry instead of filmmaking. I say, "Uncle Maurizio, this don't look like the way to the stadium." And he goes, Google Maps is for schmucks. I got a good feeling about this road." A good feeling. Yeah, right. He says that a lot. He had the same feeling before investing in Blockbuster stock in 2016. Anyway, after 20 minutes on this creep trail, bam! Front left tire hits something. Car lurches like it rolled over a Lego the size of a brick. We pull over. Maurizio gets out, cursing in 3 languages, muttering about potholes like the ground personally offended him. I get out too, stretching my legs and regretting every decision that led to this moment. Then it happens. This voice from the trees. "Maurizio." We freeze. And let me tell you something. That voice, that's my Nana's. Only problem, Nana's been dead for 3 years. Open casket. I was there. I remember it fondly because I had allergies and sneezed into the holy water. Gave a whole new meaning to God bless you. I'll tell you that much. Anyway, I look at Maurizio, and he's looking at me like I planned this. He mutters, "No freaking way." I look at Maurizio. He's staring at the trees like they owe him money. I say, "Did you hear?" And he cuts me off. "Shut up. I know what I heard." Then it speaks again, closer this time. "Maurizio, why didn't you come to my funeral?" And now I'm sweating through my Mets jersey. Then we see it. Stepping out of the trees comes this shape. Looks like Nana, but not. It's like someone tried to reconstruct her from a photo printed off a broken fax machine. One leg's longer than the other. Her back's all bent like she got put together with leftover IKEA parts. And her mouth? Way too wide. Her walk is jerky. Her back's bent like she's being puppeted by a drunk ventriloquist. And her eyes? Glowing, faint, enough to make you feel like your soul's being audited. So what do? I panic. I dive into the car, slam the door. Maurizio's right behind me. He's fumbling for the keys like that greased spaghetti. And this thing, this Skinwalker, it charges. Full freaking sprint. Now somewhere in my panic-scrambled brain, I remember reading some book article about skinwalkers back in the day, right? Said what they're afraid of or something. So I start yelling out random crap that might work. First I shout, "Corn pollen!" Nothing. "White ash!" Still coming. "Cedar ash! Juniper berries! Salt!" Maurizio yells, "Why are you yelling the name of seasonings?" "I read something about them being its weakness," I shout. "You're supposed to use that crap on the damn thing, you idiot," Maurizio yells back at me. "Not use them as insults. Jesus, Pete, I may be dumb, but how in the hell did your sperm come in first place?" I ain't got time to argue. By now, the thing's almost at the hood. Its legs are bending the wrong way, like a deer trying to twerk. I try something else I heard skinwalkers don't like, and scream, true name! I know your real name. Margaret! Phyllis! Gladys!" It lets out this screech like a dying fax machine mixed with a banshee having a bad day, and slams both hands on the hood. The whole car shakes. I'm praying, Mauricio's crying, and in the middle of it all, the glove box pops open and out falls this old souvenir spoon. Silver, Mets commemorative spoon from some stadium giveaway in the 90s. Still in the plastic, never used, probably worth $3 on eBay. I grab it like it's Excalibur and pull it out of its packaging, and I say, "Okay, fine, let's try silver." I roll the window down a crack, just enough, and stab through the gap. I aim for the heart, but I'm screaming too much to be precise, so I get somewhere near its collarbone. And it screeches, loud, like it just stubbed its demonic toe on holy ground. Smoke starts rising from the wound. It backs off, stumbling, collapses into the woods, hissing like bacon on a hot griddle. Maurizio finally turns the key. The car starts like it was never broken. We peel out of there, tearing down that dirt road, me holding a limited edition novelty spoon like I just saved the freaking world. Did we make the game? Nope. Did we tell anyone? Not unless you count this right here. Try explaining that to your aunt. Sorry we're late. Got attacked by a forest monster that looked like your mother before she got her makeup on. Also, we stabbed it with branded cutlery and not even the sharp stuff, and sent it packing back to hell. So yeah, that's how my Uncle Maurizio almost got me killed by a skinwalker instead of taking me to see the Mets lose by 6 runs. Moral of the story? 1. Don't road trip with anyone who thinks direction is a feeling. 2. If something in the woods starts speaking in your dead grandma's voice, leave. 3. Always keep something silver in your car. Doesn't matter what. A spoon, a ring, one of them fancy toothpicks. Just something. 'Cause you never know. And that's coming from me, Vinny, the Lung Pastorelli, so you know it's gotta be true. As God is my witness, I ain't told a lie yet. Just do yourself a favor and stay out of the woods.
That was Vinny and the Skinwalker, the worst baseball trip of my life. And I don't know what's more cursed, a shape-shifting demon wearing your grandmother's face, or Uncle Mauricio's complete lack of navigational skills. But leave it to Vinny to turn a souvenir spoon into a monster-slaying relic. Craig Groshek has a real talent for walking the tightrope between horror and hilarity, and with Kevin Barbare bringing Vinny to life, every one of these stories hits like a garlic knot to the face of evil. If you enjoyed Vinny's adventures tonight, head over to our YouTube channel and drop a comment on the video. We want to know, what unholy mess would you like to see Vinny wriggle his way out of next? Alien abduction? Haunted cruise trip? New Jersey DMV? We're open to suggestions. The sky's the limit, and so is the madness. But for now, hold on to your garlic bread. The sky's the limit, and so's the madness. If tonight's stories made you laugh, squirm, or rethink your next road trip, do us a favor. Leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Subscribe on YouTube, hit that bell, and tell your friends the dark is funnier than they thought. And remember, if you want episodes like this one early, ad-free, and packed with bonus horror, join our Patreon family at chillingtalesfordarknights.com. Follow us on social for the latest updates. And let's keep the nightmares alive. One cursed blanket, garlic knot, and silver spoon at a time. Once again, I'm Steve Taylor, and it's been a pleasure guiding you through Vinny's paranormal misadventures. Until next time, turn off the lights and turn on the dark. Sweet dreams, listeners. Sweet dreams.
Chilling tales for dark nights.